start with you. And this question is actually prompted by some of your campaign material. So when I reference a candidate, it should seem familiar. Urban renewal has been a hot topic of debate in the past few local elections, though it's somewhat become reduced recently with some of the state legislative changes and adjustments on our local urban renewal agency. In this election season, one council candidate has specifically called out that, quote, we need to stop urban renewal wasteful spending. So what is your position on the role and responsibilities of the Nampa Development Corporation, that's Nampa's urban renewal agency? Where would your priorities be focused for urban renewal? And do you agree or disagree with the position that there's currently urban renewal wasteful spending?
Yeah, so for urban renewal, I don't believe that we should be supporting urban renewal. I don't think that it should be the taxpayer's burden to bear that. I do think that there is a place for urban renewal, but for instance, the library, for instance, how it's taking so long for us to pay off, it still isn't paid off, won't be till 2023. That is an example of how that revenue doesn't go back into our city. It didn't rejuvenate. And so we need to make sure that if we're using urban renewal, that it is something that is going to bring to life more funding for our cities. I don't think that it should be the burden of the taxpayer. I mean, we have so many people in our community that are on fixed income, and it is really important that we maintain solid conservative standpoints on where their money is getting spent. And they should have a right to be able to say what they want to spend their money on. And we should be able to do a vote and say, do we want this project being done? Let's hear from the citizens first. So there's that being said. There are instances where urban renewal isn't wasteful, where it does contribute to our community in a different way. And that would be something kind of like, if you look at Caldwell there, Indian Creek. So creating a space in Nampa, I feel like would be a really great opportunity for us to bring in new development, make it an attractive space, use urban renewal funds to make an attractive space for businesses to want to come here, make it so that they can come and thrive, and that generates and brings that revenue into our city. That would be an example of what I would believe would be a good use of that.
All right, thank you, Natalie. Jeff, same question. Your priorities in relation to urban renewal, your general view on urban renewal. And do you agree or disagree with the position that there is currently urban renewal wasteful spending?
I do not agree with that position. Before I decided to run for city council, I found out that there was an opening on NDC, and it intrigued me. So I interviewed with other people and was selected. So I've got to know it a little bit, and I've known what it does in the past. I just didn't know the inner workings. The purpose of urban renewal in NDC is to fix blighted and underdeveloped areas. And in that, to identify areas where we could put, according to the master plan, more industrial kind of parks, attracting new businesses. So that's what NDC does. NDC actually recruits and helps bring in businesses who increase our tax base, who add new jobs. There's the new facility out north of Costco. We just announced a few weeks ago, 194 acres. That developer is putting in $250 million into that project. That was the first project I looked at after I came on NDC, and I gasped at the numbers that company is putting into that development. That's the kind of thing we're doing. We're helping lift up, and we do a little bit of infrastructure work to get them in there, and then that's repaid. So there is no cost really to the projects because they are repaid. So NDC serves a huge service to the city of Nampa. It has had some issues, I think, in the past that I have heard. I don't know much about, but it is up and running, and it is a really sharp tool in helping Nampa grow and increase our tax base and adding really good jobs to the area.